Pleasure to meet you all at last. And here we are with another Why Is That episode. This is a Q&A like no other because there are questions that only start with two words, whys and that. This way, as the title would imply, these questions will be answered in a great manner, without any exaggeration, without any delays, and without any lies, because this is always going to be an honest answer, no matter which episode it is and no matter how personal the question will get. Today's question goes to a great user on Twitter who was very kind and thoughtful about his question. Why is that you no longer go to school? That is actually much more easier to answer, but yet only part of that seems to be true. Because I will actually be going to college. I just decided not to apply for this semester. The reason may be is because, well, first of which we did not get the applications done on time and hand them in before the semester even began. And we are already a few weeks into what the first semester could have been for me. So it's pretty much too late now. I canceled that opportunity and we were going to move on to the spring semester for college for me. This way I can handle my finances and I can get everything together that I'll need to have together to get on to college and to earn myself a master's degree as well as some skills. Because first of which I have originated a plan back in 2015 of which on one night inside a car was where I thought to myself, if I were to go to college or any kind of technical school or any school of any kind relatable to those in the post-high school level, then I thought to myself after that if I went to technical school for 2 years and then I went to a university for at least 2 years, I would have developed both a skill and a degree, both of which would have been capable of guaranteeing me a great job with a great wage. The skills would earn you a great wage because in job experiences, they would earn you a great wage depending on your experience and depending on your level of talent, based on how well you seem to do in the whole job at all. Whereas with the university, getting to there and graduating from there would guarantee me a degree. What I'm aiming for is a master's degree. The master's degree will get me to the highest level, the highest bidder based on jobs, and the highest level of any sort of work experience that I would have ever had in my entire lifetime. And this blatant combination of having a high set of skills and an extreme degree, they'll both guarantee me a wage that is so great that it will, at some point, I'll even become rich. Because I already have a plan mastered on my living as well. Aside from having a high degree as well as a high wage, having myself a great job, depending on what job I find, the living I have set for today's standards right now for at least a while will actually not be an apartment. Yes, of course, a lot of people want to choose an apartment as a starting point to their living set, but apparently that's not the case for me because the best I could afford would be at least 4.5 months worth of rent, and that's not how many savings I have right now. And even if I do get a job that'll guarantee me a lot of savings towards paying for rent, it still wouldn't go wrong because there will be electrical bills, there will be water bills, there will be utility, there will be market bills for which I'll have to pay for food supplies and beverages and the like. Plus there's also going to be a lot more complications including pests, rodents, a lot of other structural defects, and possibly even the worst. It could come crumbling down on me, guaranteeing me a death of some sorts. So that of which I decided not to choose an apartment as a starting point for my living. What I chose instead were actually two different options: a mobile park or a trailer. Those two would be much cheaper for me to handle, and I would also have opportunities to go around the United States while living in a trailer, of course. But there's actually a lot much better things than that I am looking forward to getting, including a manor. But that I cannot afford at all at the moment. Fact is, I could not even afford a new Chevrolet SS or even any kind of new car out there. The most cheapest car out there that we got today is the Nissan Vice Versa, and that of which the 2012 version, of course, would start at 12 grand. I don't even have 12 grand in my savings. I've got far less than that. Though it's clear that I probably shouldn't even give out the exact amount of savings I have by today's standards. Though it is great to think that I am actually gaining up on savings rather quickly thanks to all the jobs that I currently have. I have 5 of which. One of which, though, I'm still bound to finish once the rain has cleared up. The second of which, well, the rain has to clear up for that as well. The third one, though, I am actually going to go to work rather soon because, well, I haven't worked there for about a month. The reason may be is because, well, the owner of that shop, it is actually a framing store that I worked there for one of my jobs. The reason why I wasn't able to work there for about a month was because of, well, for one, the owner there, well, she had to go on vacations at least twice. She does go on vacations a lot to try to get away from this stress. Apparently working with frames is kind of a big stress boat for her to handle, so she ends up going on trips. She also had to take a day off on Labor Day, which was ironically on the weekend as well, probably not coincidentally. And nevertheless though, I just had never worked with her for at least 4 weeks. 4 Saturdays in a row I had to miss. But, you know, after a little while, I'll be back on the road working with her, and I'll also have an opportunity to receive my next paycheck, which I cannot tell how much I'll earn exactly from that, but, well, the point is exactly that I'm going to be doing a real good job, because what I do there mostly is just clean up, dusting, vacuuming, and mopping after all that. But there's also a lot more to that than just those 3. Well, first job was working for some grandparents of mine, of which the only task remaining from them is to apply some wood stain onto these wood boards that are on these wood planks that are about, well, so long that my hands would stretch out from the camera's frame. And yeah, they're just long, really. And I had to stain those by taking them out of the ground and just staining them, because just like the fence that I've stained at least a week back, they have to be stained as well, just so that their color would match with the fences. And the fences probably already dried. I already stained their fences and I earned at least $80 off of it from staining both of their fences, which in total was at least 149 feet worth of fence that I stained. Not exactly on both sides, because I did have some help from them, both my grandparents that is, on staining the fences, which we did on 2 separate times. But nevertheless, we did manage to get them done before the rain ended up coming down really badly. And now the mosquitoes are back because of that, so we cannot necessarily guarantee a much safer work environment from that. Yeah. I'm not exactly itching from mosquitoes, but there's probably a lot more complications developing over the course of itching rather than just mosquitoes. Just lots more to that to come. And well, now, yeah, there were 3 jobs I just listed. The other 2, well, I've got another set of grandparents, which would make 4. I do a lot of work for them, and I have been doing it actually for way longer than any of my other jobs combined. For about 6.5 years, since around the start of 2012 is where I started working for them and ended up getting paid for them. I ended up doing paid work for them since then. And the 5th job is my parents, really. I go to their house, I do work for them, and I ended up getting paid from them just for doing some of their work that they couldn't really handle on their own. I cannot say, though, that I am going to get a really high set of wages to call myself a wealthy man, but, well, I am practically wealthy enough to the point at which I can afford lots of expensive clothes, lots of expensive merchandise, lots of expensive gadgets, and some expensive food, really, but I probably shouldn't go expensive all the time. I have been just slashing around my savings like crazy, like a katana roasting through fruit. But, yeah. I have bought a lot of expensive stuff for at least 2-3 years. And there's probably going to be a point at which I'm going to have to keep going if I wanted to keep on binging on so-called cravings of mine that I have been developing for at least that amount of time. The Jinji socks, the wide toe box shoes / 5-finger shoes, Hot Wheels cars, other stuff. Well, I would definitely go for some giant gummy candies, but I'm still on a diet for a little while longer. I want to try to get past 201 pounds. Based on dropping weight, I'm currently set around 239. And I can't say I'm just going to drop weight that well, but that doesn't really correlate with the question, why am I done with school? Why is that I am... Well, that's not the question. Why is that I'm no longer in school? That was the question. Well, simply put, the answer to it is because I graduated back in June 2018. However, though, there was a pretty big, embarrassing moment to it, which I almost broke down completely in tears. Because, well, I did tell, there was someone up there who I actually was great friends with. And I did tell her, under my breath even, right before she called my name. That was not my real name she called up. However, though, to support that fact, though, which she did not call my real name, but she instead called an illegal name of mine, a former name of mine that is no longer considered legal, considering the fact that, I have had it legally changed since February of 2010. And yes, Jay Nowak has been my legal name since February of 2010. There could be no arguments about it whatsoever. And I am actually going to go to court next year to, settle this once and for all, to have them confirm that Jay Nowak has been my true identity. By next summer is where I'm going to have to go to court and have a legal setup of which counseling is going to have to be administered and the like. Anyways, though, yeah. She called me by not my real name, but some other name that she just randomly thought of. She pronounced both of my names wrong. I'm just glad that she did not pronounce my middle one wrong either, as well. But out of all the things that happened during the course of more than 15 years of school I went through, yes. Before I entered grades 1 through 12 was where I had at least 3 years worth of 4K and the like. Any of the school systems that occurred before first grade even took place. Probably even before kindergarten too. But anyways, though, now to the amounts, 12 grades I passed through. Got some pretty good grades on them as well. Heck, I even got paid at a few times just for having great grades on my report card. A few times. especially during my senior year, which it became more serious for me to continue going and to continue giving some great grades. I feel more than just proud of myself. I couldn't really just give myself a pat on the back just for completing school just like that. However, though, college and technical schools still are on my pathway to really completing school here. Even though they're not really schools, they're just colleges / universities. They're giving us higher points of education and much greater opportunities to give ourselves a brighter future. Many of us just still call them schools. Nonetheless, though, there will be times in which I will be able to get into a technical school or university once the spring semester has come around. Anyhow, though, if you guys want to see more of Why Is That, see me answering questions that start with Why Is That, make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.